Nelson Mandela was born July 18, 1918, in South Africa, a country ruled by Dutch colonists since 1652. Mandela was a Xhosa, born to the Tembu royal family, which had lost rule and power to the colonists over 200 years ago. He was educated at Fort Hare University and the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, where he studied law. In 1944, while in Johannesburg, Mandela joined the African National Congress, known as the ANC. This would change the lives of millions of people. In 1948, the Afrikaner nationalists of the National Party came to power. The white racial government ruled and imposed apartheid policies, enforcing a system of racial segregation and racial discrimination throughout the country. At first, Mandela peacefully protested against apartheid. After many years, in 1961, he co-founded Umkhonto we Siwe, a militant group. Mandela was soon charged, convicted, and imprisoned in 1962 for conspiracy against the government and sabotage to government people and buildings. This was supposed to be a life sentence, but the world began to protest. Mandela served 27 years in prison and in 1990 was finally released. The world celebrated as the coverage of Nelson Mandela's freedom headlined world magazines and newspapers. In 1994, South Africa President F.W. de Klerk abolished apartheid. In that same year, multiracial elections were held, and Mandela became his country's president within his ANC party. He established a new constitution for South Africa and promoted human rights and worked to reform past injustices to Black South Africans in the areas of land ownership, poverty, education, and healthcare. Mandela has received over 250 awards, including the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize for his anti-colonial, anti-apartheid stance. He is a world leader in the truest sense, having worked with the world's most influential religious and political leaders of his time, sometimes acting as a liaison and mediator to conflicting countries in times of crisis. In his lifetime, Nelson Mandela has had an effect on every human on this earth. Today, Nelson Mandela is 95 years old and his health is failing. The world is keeping its vigil in the hopes that he recovers soon. Mandela is a hero to this world. Let's hope he is always remembered.